Greetings. Thank you for coming in and talking to us this afternoon. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us how long you have been a member of the Carlisle community.
I'm Bob Loy, originally from Newville, Big Spring High School. Been in Carlisle now for about 50 years. Born and raised in Newville. Just Carlisle's better for us, my wife and I.
Did you graduate from Carlisle?
I graduated from Carlisle in 1960. Came from Big Spring because of machine shop that I wanted to be a part of.
At the Carlisle
High School that Big Spring did not offer.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us what your connection to the Carlisle High School Band is.
Well, it started at Big Spring at the band. I was 1 year, and then when I came to Carlisle, I wanted to be part of the band because I had seen them march, and it was something that I had never done before. So I, being a vocational student, English was the last class of the day, and that's when band rehearsed. And I asked to be in the band, and I was given 1 semester to prove I could keep my grades up, and it worked. I was a member of the Carlisle High School Band and enjoyed it tremendously.
How many years were you a member of the band?
Just 3 years, actually, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades.
And what instrument did you play?
Played trumpet.
Okay. Well, tell us any memories you have of your days as a high school band member.
It wasn't to get out of any classes. This was sort of extra for me. Plus, I had to keep my classes up as it was. I just enjoyed the music. Just that part of it. I guess my mother made me take piano lessons for 3 years, and at the time I was not happy. But I am so happy that she made me take piano lessons because I could read music, and it made it relatively easy to get involved with the trumpet, and that. Like I said, that's my passion. That's basically what I live for now.
Great. Well, tell us any memories you have of specific activities or performances you did as a high school band member.
We had different from today, where the bands go to Europe and march in Washington, D.C. and the Rose Bowl parade. Football games was basically the biggest outlet. We did 1 year go to Band Day at Penn State for their homecoming, and that was quite a memory that there were how many bands, but the field was filled with high school students. That was one thing. One memory that to this day I can remember, where I was standing and what I was playing. One of our halftime shows, the song that Gillette, Get Smart, Shave Cream. I can remember I was playing that song. I was standing on the 50-yard line at the Carlisle High School Stadium. And I can remember that song to this day.
And why do you remember that particular one? Is it because you were on the 50-yard line, or people enjoyed the show? Or?
I had finally, that was my senior year, I believe, I'd finally made my way to first chair, and I got to play first part. And that was a thrill to me, very much.
Did the band participate in any parades in the community or even outside of the community?
In the community was about the only place that they paraded. It wasn't one of those things that we got in a bus and went someplace else. No, strictly the community, basically.
Did you play at away football games, or
Yes.
was it mostly
Yes.
home?
We played both home and away, which the away games were a thrill to play in front of a different audience, people that had never heard us before.
Do you recall about how big the band was when you were a member?
I'm guessing 60 or 70 playing members. I think we had 6 trumpets, but that was, I think we sounded pretty good. But by today's standards, that's a very small band.
Do you remember what grade levels were included in the high school band?
I believe as sophomores up.
10 and 12.
There were no underclassmen involved that I was aware of.
In terms of preparing, let's say, for your football season, did you have what is commonly known now as a band camp?
No, sir. We only rehearsed during that last period of the day, and we'd go out in the field or the practice field and go through the routines, the formations you're going to do, and the music. So that's the only outside of school activity for the band that we had. There were no band camps.
Did your rehearsal go past the end of the school day, or was it pretty much that last period time block?
It was the last period time block. Myself having to find my way home back to Newville, at 3:29 when the bell rang, I had to be heading for my ride, or I had to walk home. So yes, it was just confined to that one period.
Do you remember anything about the kinds of drills you did? Were they pretty much like in squads, simple movements?
I would say it was rather simple. No elaborate spelling out of any names or anything. Blocks of groups or sections would be moving at one time.
Did your band director do all the instruction, or was there help for him, like teaching the drill and teaching music, or taking the drums and teaching their parts?
Mr. Uberseder was the only one. He gave us the formations and we walked through it. And there was no one else that I was aware of on the field that directed us or helped us with the formations.
When he gave you your drill, was it like written on a piece of paper, or did he just kind of tell you the moves to do? And
it wasn't written that I was ever aware of. If it was, I didn't read it.
Well, tell us about your band director, Hans Uberseder.
Mr. Uberseder was quite a gentleman. I respected him. I believe he was a very good technician of music. It was fun for me to work under him. I remember one rehearsal about 2 weeks before our summer concert or whatever concert it was, that he decided it would be nice to convert a couple of the trumpet players to baritones. That experiment lasted about 10 minutes because the baritone and I did not get along.
It's good that you stayed on trumpet.
Yes, I love the trumpet.
Thinking back to your marching band days, was there a band booster organization or parents that helped in any way with the
There could have been,
management?
but myself being from out of town basically wasn't here. Family wasn't really involved. I don't know. There
Do you
could
have
have been.
any recollection about uniforms being distributed? Did Mr. Uberseder handle all that, or did he have some parents maybe help size?
I believe when the uniforms were given out, it wasn't Mr. Uberseder, and I don't recall who it was. It was someone in the faculty that helped him do that.
So he probably had some help now.
Yes.
Do you remember any of your bus rides? Were they fun and exciting, as most of our modern day kids, so to speak, really look forward to bus trips, and they could be rowdy and crazy and cheerleading and all those kind of things?
Bus rides were loud and boisterous. We always had a good time. Of course, you sat with your own little group of people. The trumpet players sat together. We didn't associate with the clarinets and that type of thing, but it was fun. It was really fun.
Sounds like bus rides haven't changed any.
I don't believe they have.
Great. Are there any other memories that you have you'd like to share? Like, for example, how many concerts did you present to the public during the school year?
I believe we did just one. That was in the spring of the year. I don't recall doing it other than the football program in the fall was it, and then we worked for the spring concert. That was the only time.
So pretty much during class period in the fall, your music was concentrated on the football program?
Yes.
You don't recall any like holiday or Christmas concert being presented?
I don't.
Okay.
But I'm really very old, so I forget a lot of
Now,
things.
what year did you graduate?
1960.
You're not very old. You're having good memories. Looking back at your experiences with the marching band, did you have any particular life lessons or learnings that you took away from your experiences with the high school band that maybe have helped you in your life's journey?
Yes, being part of the vocational program, you were sort of alienated from the college prep people, if you want to call it that. I found that being very open, I talked to everybody, and I made a lot of friends in the college prep programs, and I wouldn't have met them or gotten to know them if I wouldn't have been outward going for it. I wasn't an introvert, that's for sure. Yes, that part of it taught me you talk to everybody, not just your group of friends.
When you went to high school, that was in the building that is presently the high school building?
Yes, we didn't have that building on top of the hill. The end, and I don't know what's in it now, the vocational wing was where like the automobiles are parked. That was the vocational end of it. Just that one building is all that was there.
Well, that has changed considerably
I'm
since
sure it has.
1960.
I'm sure it has.
Are there any other memories of your band experiences that you might want to share?
I can't think of anything at this time. It was all good. I mean, I really was very happy that I got to participate in it because I was anxious to think that maybe I wouldn't be allowed. So it made you work all the harder.
Thinking back to your uniform, was there a lot of pride and care in the uniform itself? Like having a meaning for, stands for us, Carlisle High School. Any thoughts on that?
No, when you received your uniform, that was your responsibility to keep it clean, neat, and there was no other, that was your job. You kept it. The one problem was the white buck shoes. You couldn't keep them clean. My mother didn't enjoy that at all.
But there was a lot of pride in keeping them clean because that was just part of what the expectation was.
Personally. Some other individuals, I can't speak for them. It was pride to me. I wanted to look the best that I could.
Did the school or band boosters, if there was a group, take care of having the uniforms clean at the end of the year, or was that a responsibility on the band member?
That was our responsibility to have the uniforms cleaned and in good repair.
Excellent. You played trumpet in the high school band. Have you continued with that instrument, or talk to us a little bit about your trumpet life after high school?
My trumpet life after high school, there wasn't any. The day I graduated, I have no idea what happened to my trumpet. Wish I had it. And I didn't play trumpet for 45 years out of high school until I started playing a little bit in our church and the Carlisle Town Band.
And now you are a regular member of the Carlisle Town Band as well as the
I'm the president of the town band
president
now.
of the town band.
Yes.
Was it difficult for you to pick it back up, take some time to get what we would say, chops back in shape?
Oh, it took a while to get the chops back in shape, that's for sure. I don't know if they still are after 10 years. But that was the only part. Music, of course, being able to read music. And I'm very happy playing the 14th part or whatever part is there to be played. I don't need to be a lead player or a soloist. I just enjoy playing.
So what actually inspired you to pick it back up? Was it just getting involved with a church group again, or?
Yes, our church has an orchestra, and it was mostly brass. We have a couple clarinets. And I thought, and I love playing along with the hymns in church. Our organist, Patty Strickler, I've asked her, well, may I play along with the hymns? And she's fine. She makes me sound good. I love that. It's just, it adds, I believe it adds something to our worship. And that's where I really got started. And then, of course, the town band came next.
Great, great. Are there any other final thoughts about the Carlisle High School Band that you want to provide for us?
I wish they had more alumni concerts with the alumni coming back to play, because I played this past year. That was enjoyable. That was fun to do. To play with the young kids, that's an experience for an older person.
Well, we would call you a more mature person.
Oh, that might be a good choice of words.
And that particular concert was recognizing, I believe, the 90th anniversary of
Yes.
the Carlisle High School Band.
Yes.
Great.
And the neat thing about it, I believe we played the music from that first concert 90 years ago.
Yes, part of the repertoire for that concert was music that was performed in May of 1927.
A little bit different style of music than we
It's a
play
different
today.
Style, it's a little different sound
Yes.
than we're used to today, but that was what it was back in
Yes.
1926-27 when Clarence Smith started the band.
It was enjoyable.
I'm glad you enjoyed that experience.
Absolutely.
Well, Bob, thank you very much for sharing your memories for us all and for the future. This will be important as time moves on and folks want to know how things were previously in the band, and now they'll have some reference to the 1959-1960 year that you participated in the band. So we thank you so much for your time and interest in this project.
Thank you for asking me.
You're very welcome.